Okay, so here is my, I think around 1982, I got this as a kid as a present for my parents, and as you can tell, it hasn't had a lot of use recently, like maybe 30 years. So it's pretty dusty. It's pretty dusty, but it's not in bad condition. There is a problem with it. There's been a problem with it for many years, and the reason why my kids have not been able to play with it, or anyone's been able to play with it, is because when I was probably around 15 or 16, I thought it'd be a really good idea, having got a new remote control car at that point, to drive it into a really deep puddle. And it stopped in that puddle, and it has never moved since. And I've never touched it, I've never looked at it, I've absolutely no idea what's wrong with it. I have not tried any batteries in it. It didn't work a long time ago, it won't work now. So I thought what I'm going to do is open this up and put it on the channel and have a look at my 1982 Toyota Landcruiser, which is a Nikko, I should say it's a Nikko Technotoy Landcruiser. I think what these be what's that, 40 series? I think it's a 40 series Landcruiser. I might not be right there, but I think so. Does it say on it? No. No. There's quite a lot of evidence of it had a lot of use when I was little. A lot. I suppose the original tyres look pretty good. It's been attic stored for years, and then I've actually had it out on show. But yeah, okay, well let's get it apart anyway and have a look and see what's in here. It's also broke. This is broken here. This was got broken a very long time ago. But generally, it's not in bad. It's not in bad state. It's very dusty. But let's get it open and have a look. Wow. 80s electronics. I suppose they could be 70s electronics. Yeah, I've definitely been in here before. There's me, obviously, fiddling with the lighting circuit and doing something. Well, these look like first in visual inspection. Let me see if I can zoom in. Zoom. Is that focused? Here. Look at this chip here. Let me go for pointing device. Here. This looks suspiciously like. Oh, look at it more on the camera. That looks suspiciously like corrosion there, which would tie in nicely with my driving it into some water. And here this looks, I think it's a capacitor across the motor. I've clearly had this apart. There's some terrible soldering in here, but I mean the board generally looks okay, but that might not be corrosion. It does look like there's some waxy stuff about. Right, I think we'll get this board out. Let's get these screws collected up. There's lots of black bits dropped out of it. It's not mould, but I don't know what it is. Let me zoom out. Let's take these out. Yeah, okay, those are the short ones. Those are the short ones. That doesn't want to be picked up. There's some plier device. Yeah, I remember it. I just drove it in, you know. You think, well, it'll be fine. When you're 16, everything's fine. And then it went, and then that was the end of that. And it's never moved again. God, problem is, if any of these wires break, there's lots of little wires coming off this, which is a bit curious. There's lots of little, I don't know where they go. They just go up into the air. Can you see? I don't know. Can you see them? Some are green, some are red, and they're wire, but they're insulated. But some go into the front here. Oh, hang on, there's more here. Oh, hang on, I wonder if I've had this out before, years ago, because there's a whole bunch here. What would they be for? Well, there's no, yeah, I think this has got signs of me being young and going, let's have a look inside the Landcruiser. These wires, I mean, they come. The weird thing is, they come off the top of resistors, and they come off the top of, yeah, look like the top of resistors, and they're going forwards to the, like, well, I mean, the only thing that's inside there's the battery compartments here, and then maybe this is where the servos are to drive the steering. That also doesn't feel like there's a lot here either. I mean, that doesn't feel like... I hope I haven't had the motors out of this as a kid, thinking that would be a great idea. But there's really weird takeoff points. I mean, you'd expect some proper wires going off to some... I mean, there's proper wires going to... But it also looks like it's got some... And there's some cracks in the body, slight cracks in the body, I noticed. You can't see that. But anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll have a look under here and see where those these fine, very fine green wires that go in here that I've clearly cut, they must go to the servo motors, and then I'll give this chip a bit of a clean up and maybe have a poke about and see if I can see anything else wrong. Right, okay, I'm going to have a look under here. I want to see where those wires went. Okay, they're a different height again, those screws. Is that, oh, I can't even see that. Oh yeah, there it is. Is that that one? There's another one there. I don't remember having this apart, but it absolutely doesn't surprise me that I did. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. They go off to that. Right, oh I see. Is that how it steers? So rather than having a servo motor, what's that? There's a pin just lying there. That pin must have come out of there or there. Oh, this adds a layer of complexity that I didn't know. So this presumably is this has got two magnets on it. There's one magnet here and one magnet there. I can only imagine... Oh, here we go, I can actually take this out. Yeah, so there it is. I can only imagine that, and this is an electromagnet, What a strange way of having steering. I mean, maybe it was cheaper to do this than put servo motors in it. Maybe servo motors definitely existed back then. Definitely. So I can only imagine this becomes north and south pole when you put the current through it, pulling this from one side. These are obviously one's north and one's south, mate. You know, I can only guess. And then when you change them, although they do seem to be very happy against both of them. Maybe that's why one's yellow. Hang on. One's green. One's marked green and one isn't. So maybe the green is for the green magnet. You can see the wires coming out the back here. And the red is for the red side. Now that would imply there's actually no moving parts in that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Right, so there's actually no moving parts in this, which means it's probably okay. There's a bit of corrosion on it. I mean, it's the best part of 1,000,000 years old. Maybe the red would have come out one side and the green the other, but they're all twisted together, so maybe it doesn't matter. But let's put that back in there. So I suspect what's happened is I've taken this off. I've taken this off to take this apart, and the red wire, I haven't actually soldered it. We have a Weller. It's actually sat next to me. It's still next to me. I've had it since the early 80s. My dad got it, and it's still here, and I still use it. Yeah, there is actually a little bit of solder on that one. It's all steel wire. I don't know whether this is low melt solder. I have no idea. It'll be whatever I had to hand, or maybe even whatever my dad had to hand. There's a transistor here, the edge of here, and there's black stuff all over it. I don't know if that is transistory black stuff. The legs of it look corroded as well. This one here, whatever that is, it looks like that could be culprit A if it's not working. Well, it isn't working. That could well be culprit A. Yeah, I've realised there's quite a few wires that are broken. We've lost one of the wires from the steering. It's dropped off and I don't know where from, and I've had a look online. I can't find a wiring diagram, so that's not good. This also seems to have broken off here. That seems to have come from there, and also I noticed that this is broken, which is, I think, went to the switch. So what I'm going to do is get those reconnected, and then we can't really test anything properly until that point there. So let's get, I've obviously made a mess of this. It's been repaired before. This is horrible. So let's see what we can do with this and see if I can get it tidied up. I'll tidy this all up later once I get this working. So if I get this working, okay, right, that's the two main ones off. I've actually put batteries in this now, so let's I'm not sure which way off, which way on. That should be on. I'm going to test, let's see if we get anything. I don't know why that's reading. There we go. Right, let's have a quick look at this. Of course, everything's going to reflect light. There we go. And see if we've got. We should have power here and here. These are the wrong way around. That should be negative. Have we got power there? Yeah, 6.2. I'm going to need to ground one of these. Right, there's nothing there. Nothing there. About 6.4 volts there. Now if I switch that off, there's the faintest bit of voltage through that. I'm just really wondering, nothing there, nothing there, but if I do that again, could this have corroded out inside the switch? I'm just going to test. Oh, was that voltage there? 13 volts. What sort of reading's that? I was just saying to my wife, one of the biggest problems we've got with this entire project is that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Also, this here, I've put a battery in it, and I've realised I don't actually know how am I going to check whether it's got an output of 97.25 megahertz. I've no way of checking it. So even if I got this working and it was working brilliantly and that wasn't, I wouldn't even know. So maybe if you see that and I haven't got this done and you're in the comments and you know about this stuff, then you could help me. So right, okay, well let's not be daft about this. Which is the feed? I can actually, that comes off the power and that's going in. Yeah, so that is the feed off the battery, that one there. There. So that's the feed off the battery. Got 6.48 volts, the brand new batteries. This is switched on, I think, and there's nothing coming out. So that one, there's absolutely nothing coming out. Let me just, is there a murmur when I switch it across? There is 0.8. This sort of infers to me that this switch doesn't work, and that would be a good place to start. 6 volt there. Surely one of these reds is going to get a positive out of there when I switch that on. Dunk, on. Zip, and some 0.1 of a volt. This switch could well be faulty. I think switch is very rusty on one side. Well, not very rusty, but it is rusty at the bottom one side. And like I say, this has been full of water. Now this is about to fall apart because I've bent the little prongs up. Let's see. I don't want to bend them too much because they won't work. They won't bend back. But oh god, I do want to bend them enough so that they actually release, which I think that one is not bent enough. And maybe that one as well. Oh, this was never designed to come apart. Oh, there we go. So this is some sort of slide contact. And that, this looks clean enough this end now. I'd have definitely said that they were not making a contact. I wonder if they're sprung. Ah, they are sprung. Aha. So if they're sprung, and guess what? That one is, so there's the problem. That, and let me zoom out. I'm not sure this is focusing. That's sprung. That one is no longer sprung. I'll cut this because I don't know whether you can see it. Sprung, so we'll be pushing down, not sprung, explaining the fact that these two here, I think it was, that were dirty. That spring dropped in first, and we'll see, because this is the good one and it looks like it's coming apart. Yeah, this is, I don't know how long it was between it going in the paddle and stopping and then me trying it. There's one of the contacts. There's a tiny little spring. It looks like it's the sort of size that you find in a yeah, that's a tiny little thing. You can see it there. This side is not sprung. No, so I'm going to need to try and find a spring. Okay, I've just got the second one out. And there is a spring. It was very stuck. And there is a spring still. Let me see if I can pull it out. Maybe it's not spring still, maybe it's just a bit of rusty steel. Yeah, that's super stuck in there. Ooh. Yeah, that's very stuck considering... Yeah, I can't even get that out, it's destroying it getting it out. Yeah, that's out. So it was rotted into the bottom, become stuck, and now I have no spring. I think I'm going to hit a dead stop there. I've managed to solder these wires together to get around the switch problem, which will get us round. Now I have disconnected the batteries, so let's just zoom out and I'm just going to reconnect the batteries back up and see if there's any form of life. Now, I mean, I could be this lucky. I'm not expecting that to be the problem. Oh, that was a massive flinch. There was a massive flinch. Let's just move these. Now these are for the... Let's just switch the controller on. Notice it doesn't... Oh. Whoa! No way. No way. But I've got no steering. No way. It's not... Oh, it's forward drive, isn't it? No way. All those years and it was a little spring in the switch. That's incredible. So right, well, we're not out of the woods yet. We've now got power to the motor. Do we have... What I don't know is where these wires go, and unfortunately one of them has broken off and now it seems to have melted itself into there. So maybe we should get voltage through these. This another unknown. Let's just check the light circuit. That's the light circuit there. I don't want to short any of this because obviously I can't believe that works after all these years. Where can I put that and you can see it? Right, that's there. That's there. Let's just, if I wrap that round there. Whoa. Oh, So when I connect that to that, it makes it go forwards. That was a bit strange. Yeah, it doesn't like that, does it? Right, let's not check that. Let's just have a look at this. Now, on here, there's a red and a green come off this one, and just a green comes off that one. Now, this I really don't know where that other one came from. I'm going to watch back and see if I can find it. I found it lying on the bottom here. So, but do they just do the opposite? So if I put one on here, and one on here, whoa, this really flinches. Is it touching something? It might be touching something. I really don't want it to short out. No, I've got no voltage on there. If I do that, is that touching? I don't even know if that's touching. Right, that's not doing anything. Am I looking at that the wrong? So is that not the right wiring? This would be a real pain if I can't find where that wire came from. I mean, I can't see that it came from here, but I have no idea, literally no idea, and it's the finest of wires. It could have snapped off anywhere. So we have no steering. We have no steering at all until that is connected. I mean, it's an electromagnet, so presumably there would be, oh yeah, if I touch this, the voltmeter touches anything, it makes it flinch. So, I mean, would there be, if I put that there, that makes it incredibly difficult to test. If I put that there, on that green wire, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. If I put that on that green wire there, it doesn't like that. Oh, what we this is all going to a bit, how am I going to test this if it flinches? I don't know. Well, that goes to the same place, so if I put wire, if I put that on there, do I get a voltage? No. How does this work? Okay, well, what, I don't know why I'm putting it on there. I might as well put it on here. Nothing. What the heck? What's that reading there? 10 volts. It's not working, is it? Ho hum. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to solder these wires back onto the original connectors. Back onto these connectors here. These ones here. And then test it and see how we get on. I also don't know which green wire came off green. I'm assuming they're just a circuit. So let me connect them together. And I'll come back with them soldered. I'm going to reassemble this. I've now soldered these wires back together, but and the green one snapped off, and I thought, oh no, I've lost both of them. But the green one I knew came from here, and I've just noticed that on top of here, if I zoom, you can just see it. There is a blob of solder on top of here that the red one must have come. So I think that's, so they have a common point going back to that resistor there, and then they have the green one, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, the green one goes there and the red one goes there. So coming off of this electromagnet here. Green one here. I still can't believe that it actually worked. I mean, and it was a broken for all those years. a broken switch and a 16-year-old me. I'm not sure this solder's very low melt, the stuff that's on this board, so it's very difficult to get any of this to actually go. I've just cranked the soldering iron up. Let's feed a little bit of wire onto a little bit of fat old school solder onto this. Let's see if I can get it to, there we go. I think that's, I just need to get that to mount onto there. I'll probably go through this wiring and check it all. Check the solder at least once. Okay, that's on there, and I'll redo these connections and check all this. So that's the red one that was broken. Maybe. Right, let's just check this isn't touching. Get rid of that soldering iron. Check none of this is touching, which I don't think it is. It looks like it's okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They both return there, and then we've got the left and right there. As long as we see this flinch, because obviously it doesn't have anything holding it at the top. I need to put some batteries back in this. Let's get some batteries in. Zoom out a bit. And there's a flinch. Let's have a look. Right, that doesn't feel like it's in. Oh, don't touch that aerial. Nothing. Forwards. Right, but nothing left and right still. It was never going to be this easy, was it? And as you can see here, this could easily be not great. And I guess again I need to be able to check whether there is voltage. I'm going to put that there. This is so hard to film. And also, I'm going to do this with my foot. I also don't know if the remote control is... Right, that's definitely working with forwards and backwards, but I don't know if left and right is transmitting. I don't know if that is... So you should... I can't do this because I don't have enough. If I put that on the floor, and I'm going to keep it cranked over with my foot, red off here, and then we should have red off here. No voltage at all. Nothing. Let me just check the red to green here. Nothing. So if I crank it across, we don't seem to be getting anything. Do you need forwards for it to steer? Maybe you need forwards as well. No. No, I tried it with forwards, nothing. Let me just try this. Ah, yes, you do need forwards. So, right. Okay, I'm getting a voltage across there with forwards on. So what I need to do now is suspend this car in the air somehow and try it running. Oh man, that's so disorganised on this desk, it's untrue. Let's get that up in the air. Can I lift that with that? Yes. Can I? Look at that. Yep. Right. Okay, maybe there's not a problem with it. Let me just see. Will this go left and right? Yep. Can you see that trying to move? That was definitely trying to move then. Yeah. That's trying to move. That's working. That is working. Ooh. I don't want to damage anything. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, so if I put that down there, that's touching the aerial. Right, let's not do that again. Let's do that. Let's connect the lights up as well. Let's go all in. All in and see. Right, let's see if this works. That's touching there again. Gosh, dearie me, that is difficult to make it not touch there. Where's the remote control gone? Alright, forwards. You'll have to trust me, the back wheels are going round. Actually, I don't need the multimeter now. Let's shift it forwards. Dum -dum 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 -dum. Shifted forwards. Look at the mess here. It's an absolute mess. Where is the remote gone? Drop the remote and the battery comes out. Positive is that way around. Let's try it. Let's try it. Right, forwards. Nothing. Forwards. Forwards left. Forwards right. Yes! Look at that. Reverse. The headlights. Oh, the headlights are working as well. Check that out. That has not run since, I'm guessing, around 1988, 89 would my guess. There was me thinking something had blown on the board, but the main problem was a tiny little spring in the switch not making that contact across there. And then me going in and cutting these wires and taking the bulbs out and fiddling around trying to fix something I knew absolutely nothing about. And to be fair, I still don't. I really don't. But what I do know is enough to be able to just test the basic circuit, and I've not actually managed to have to do anything to that, unbelievably, even though it's all this age, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. What must have happened was I drove it into the puddle, it stopped, it shorted on here, but it's all covered in wax. Something shorted, or it shorted in the switch, or whatever it was. I then probably left it a few weeks and then tried it again, or a few years, by which time that connection in there, that spring had corroded and it got stuck up enough to not make that connection, at which time I'd taken it apart and fiddled with it. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. That's fantastic. Amazing. 16-year-old me is very grateful for 50-odd-year-old me fixing it, I can tell you. Right, I'm going to get this tidied up a bit and then put it back together and tidy some of this wiring up and make it so it doesn't short and Let's fix this switch, get the little spring back in and make sure that's working, and I will start this video again at some point during that process.